The Republic P-47 Thunderbolt, initially met with derision by veteran German pilots in 1943, evolved from a perceived weakness into the aircraft that systematically destroyed the Luftwaffe's fighter arm through a combination of asterisk, overwhelming material superiority, brutal durability, and devastating concentrated firepower. Initial German reaction and design philosophy. When the P-47 made its combat debut over occupied Europe on April 8, 1943, German aces like Oberleutnant Ralph Hermachen observed the massive American fighters climbing laboriously and laughed, calling them flying milk bottles. To German pilots accustomed to nimble Spitfires and sleek Focke-Wulf 190s, the 7-ton P-47 appeared corpulent and almost comical, a machine that flies like a truck, turns like a freight train, and climbs like a pregnant cow. Initial statistics seemed to confirm this derision, with the American fighter groups losing 14 Thunderbolts for only 3 confirmed German kills in their first month of operations. The P-47 was a radical departure from conventional fighter design, driven by the need for a high-altitude interceptor following the panic of June 1940. Republic Aviation's designer, Alexander Kartveli, admitted his creation would be a, quote, dinosaur, but one with good proportions. The aircraft was conceived as a high-altitude juggernaut, redefining aerial warfare through mass, power, and firepower. Key components defining the Thunderbolt included *Nuck power plant, ***, an 18-cylinder Pratt and Whitney R2800 double Wasp engine producing 2,000 horsepower. Altitude capability, ***. A massive turbo supercharger system allowed the engine to maintain full power at 27,000 feet, where German fighters gasped for air. The P-47's service ceiling exceeded 42,000 feet. Mass, weighing 9,900 pounds empty, it was 65% heavier than its predecessor, the P-43 Lancer, and was the heaviest single-engine piston fighter ever mass-produced. Armament, *80, 50 caliber Browning machine guns with 3,400 rounds of ammunition. This battery produced a combined rate of fire of 6,000 rounds per minute. Early in its operational life, the P-47 was notoriously difficult and dangerous. Between September 1942 and January 1943, it killed 18 American pilots in training accidents, exceeding its initial combat losses to German forces. Durability, and the turning point, a critical quality German intelligence initially failed to recognize was the Thunderbolt's incredible ability to absorb punishment. The massive radial engine lacked vulnerable liquid cooling systems, allowing it to shrug off hits that would have stopped liquid-cooled fighters. The airframe itself was massively overbuilt, including a 3/8-inch steel plate behind the pilot and 1/2-inch bulletproof glass. This durability was spectacularly proven on June 26, 1943, over Lazo, France. Second Lieutenant Robert S. Johnson's P-47 was caught in a crossfire of multiple Focke-Wulf 190s, sustaining catastrophic damage from 20mm cannon shells, resulting in a shattered canopy and fire. Trapped in the aircraft, Johnson absorbed the entire cannon and machine gun load of a pursuing German pilot, yet the P-47 continued flying. Johnson managed to land his aircraft with over 200 bullet holes and numerous cannon hits. German intelligence refused to believe the reports, but the survival of the aircraft demonstrated the impossible structural strength of the Thunderbolt. Tactical and technological evolution. American pilots, led by figures like Lieutenant Colonel Hubert Zemke of the 56th Fighter Group, learned to abandon traditional dogfighting tactics. The new approach was to use your weight, use your power, use your guns. The massive weight, initially a disadvantage, became a weapon. From 30,000 feet, the P-47 could reach speeds of 550 miles per hour in a dive, faster than any German fighter could achieve. This speed advantage led to the development of the asterisk, boom and zoom tactic. P-47s would climb above 30,000 feet and dive on German fighters, attacking with their heavy machine guns at speeds that made deflection shooting nearly impossible for the enemy. German pilots described the effect as facing a wall of lead, which caused aircraft caught in the convergence pattern to disintegrate. The P-47's altitude advantage proved decisive. On October 8, 1943, at 28,000 feet, German ace Oberleutnant Hans Philipp, 206 victories, found his Focke-Wulf 190 sluggish and unresponsive before being shot down by Robert Johnson's P-47, which was flying at 31,000 feet. Philipp's death shocked the Luftwaffe High Command. In January 1944, the introduction of the *47D22 variant *, featuring a new Hamilton Standard hydroelectric propeller with paddle blades, dramatically improved performance, raising the climb rate to 3,000 feet per minute, matching or exceeding German fighters. This new propeller also created a deep, threatening, thundering roar that German ground troops called Donnerschlag, thunderclap, using the sound alone to identify approaching P-47s. #, ground attack and industrial annihilation. With the addition of external fuel tanks, P-47s could escort bombers deep into Germany. Later, P-47 units specialized in ground attack, becoming known as *Jabos, fighter bombers. The P-47 D-25 variant could carry two 1,000-pound bombs and a 500 lb fuselage bomb, and later models added 10 5-inch high-velocity aircraft rockets, HVARs, effectively making them flying artillery. Following D-Day, June 6, 1944, P-47s created an impenetrable umbrella over the beaches. In June 1944 alone, 9th Air Force Thunderbolts claimed the destruction of 651 locomotives, 3,847 trucks, and 512 tanks, forcing the Wehrmacht to move only at night. The ultimate factor in the P-47's success was American industrial capacity. Republic Aviation produced 15,683 P-47s during the war, with the Farmingdale factory completing one every hour at peak production. This capacity was highlighted during Operation Bodenplatte, January 1, 1945, when the Luftwaffe destroyed 22 Thunderbolts on the ground at one airfield. Within 48 hours, factory-fresh P-47 D-40s filled the flight line. Furthermore, American pilot training was extensive, graduating 30,000 pilots annually, each with a minimum of 400 hours of flight training, far surpassing the fewer than 100 total hours many late-war German pilots received. ### Legacy of Terror. By 1945, the P-47 had achieved a 4.6-to-1 kill ratio in aerial combat in Europe. Even the most successful German pilots were no match for the aircraft, which proved effective even against the Messerschmitt Me 262 jet fighter in high-speed dives. In March 1945, Josef Priller, the same pilot who mocked the P-47s in 1943, stated that the Thunderbolt was the best fighter bomber ever built. His assessment, deemed too demoralizing for publication, concluded that the Americans buried us under an avalanche of steel and lead. The Luftwaffe's captured intelligence files showed a complete reversal of opinion. In April 1943, the P-47 was a minimal threat, but by March 1945, it was deemed the best fighter bomber of the war, making direct engagement unsurvivable. General Adolf Galland later reflected that the sound of the 80 50 caliber guns was known to German pilots as ****, Roosevelt's piano, ****, a sound that haunts us. The P-47 Thunderbolt ended the war as an instrument of annihilation, ensuring that by May 1945, the thunder had spoken and the